LoreWarrior Online. The Ursus. Overview. The clans quickly discovered that the hardest part of waging war in the Innisphere was logistics. Transporting men and materiel across the vast distance between the Kerensky cluster and the Innisphere posed a monumental task. Ghost Bear Khan Bjorn Jorgensen set in motion a plan for his clan to overcome this challenge. Shortly after capturing the planet Alshane in December of 3051, Ghost Bear technicians began bringing the Bergen Industries plant back online. The factory soon began producing the light mechs for which it was tooled, but these antiquated machines were pathetic by Ghost Bear standards. In the lull after the Truce of Tukiet, Khan Jorgensen ordered the Bergen plant reconfigured to produce a new second-line mech. This mech would combine Innisphere components manufactured in the Ghost Bear occupation zone with advanced weapons shipped from factories in clan space. The process took much longer than anticipated, mainly because of the basic incompatibility of most clan and Innisphere systems. After more than 7 years of work, Clan Ghost Bear solved these challenges, and the revamped Bergen factory began producing the first clan battle mech entirely designed and manufactured in the Innisphere, the Ursus. Capabilities. The first in a planned series of Ghost Bear mechs to be built in the Innisphere, the Ursus was designed to fulfill the clan's most pressing need: defense. The fall of the Smoke Jaguars left the Ghost Bears with a sizable border facing the Draconis Combine, and they needed a strong, flexible defensive unit to garrison their borders that could turn hostile at any moment. The Ursus fulfills its mission with a variety of weapon systems designed to engage a target at multiple ranges with accurate and massive firepower. As a defensive mech, speed is secondary, and so the Ursus carries only a standard 200 rated engine, readily available in the Innisphere. Though this limits the mech to a maximum speed of 65 kph, this was deemed a necessary sacrifice in order to mount the desired weapon systems on the 50-ton chassis. Its highlight is an extended-range large laser. The arsenal of the Ursus is impressive for a mech of its size. Its only real weakness is a shortage of significant long-range firepower, with only an LRM-10 rack to supplement the large laser. A relatively maneuverable enemy can stay out of effective range of the majority of its weapons, but because the Ursus is expected to face inferior Innisphere machines, this isn't seen as much of a flaw as it might seem. Deployment. The first Ursus rolled off the Bergen assembly lines in late 3059. Already, most worlds bordering the Combine have received at least a star of the new machines to bolster their defences, with more on the way. The mech's design purpose makes it highly unlikely that Clan Ghost Bear will ever deploy the Ursus in clan space, and Khan Jorgensen is so far quite pleased with his brainchild, which is the equal of Innisphere mechs twice its size and many times its cost. So it's a 50-ton medium. Chassis is called the Bergen 14, has a 200 power plant, cruise speed of 43 and max speed of 65 kph with no jump capability. Its armour is compound A2F ferrofibrous, and its armament is a Series 7K extended range large laser, 2 Series A extended range medium lasers, and 2 Calibri Delta Series medium pulse lasers. It also has a Type 10 LRM launcher and a Type 6 SRM-6 launcher. It's manufactured by Bergen Industries and Alshane. Its communication system is the Garrett T10B, with targeting and tracking provided by the RCA Instatrack Mark 6. But stats, how does it translate? Well, it has a Walker 4 and a run of 6, and has 16 double heat sinks for 32 heat sinkage. It's very nice. Its armour is 9 on the head, 25 on the CT with 7 on the rear, 18 on both of the side torsos with 5 on the rear, and 15 armour on the arms and 23 on the legs. The ER large laser is located in the right arm, along with the 2 medium pulse lasers. It has 1 ER medium in the right torso and 1 ER medium in the left torso. The SRM-6 is located in the centre torso, with the ammo in the left torso, and the LRM-10 is located in the left arm, with its ammo in the left torso. It also carries an ECM suite, which is located in the right torso. So, yeah, it's a pretty straightforward mech, and it does potentially quite a lot of damage in the short term. It's just a problem that the design is so odd. For something that's called the Ursus, which is obviously more bear-like in its naming, obviously using the scientific name for a bear, we have a mech that has the Punisher's Death's Head skull as a body. It's kind of odd. Why the big teeth in the middle? I get sometimes there's a bit of a dramatic flair going on here, and You know, the idea of scaring your opponent with something that physically looks kind of odd. And the idea, I suppose, of a big walking skull with arms and legs attacking you is, I guess, would be a bit weird in real life. But in the grand scheme of BattleTech, it looks a bit goofy. I don't hate the mech, to be honest. I think if this was redesigned to be a little less, you know, Grim Fandango giant, you know, skull teeth and stuff, to maybe shrink that down a little bit or make it less, like, in-your-face prominent, it would probably be a pretty decent-looking medium clan mech. It's got a great background to it. I love the story of the idea of, obviously, the Ghost Bears looking at things in a more logical fashion and thinking that the best way forward is to use what they have here and now, rather than trying to, for instance, ship in all of their stuff from clan space, especially as the timeline goes on. Eventually, Ghost Bear are going to wholesale move all of their operations over to the Ghost Bear Dominion Zone. So in this period, yeah, it makes sense that they would want to start building new equipment that takes advantage of their own technological advantages, but also being able to use the raw materials that they have available right there and then. It makes them, yeah, one of the better set clans in Innisphere territory. As I said, it's not a bad looking mech, and stats wise, it's pretty good. I mean, it can be quite accurate with its pulse lasers. It's a good mid-range fighter with a little bit of, you know, damage at range. Alright, yeah, it can't really strike out and do a hell of a lot of damage at long range, but an ER large laser and an LRM-10 isn't a bad combo for long range shots. And combined with its ECM, it's going to be able to protect friendlies within 6 hexes of it, around in a circle, which isn't too bad. So you keep this thing close to the star, or the star mates that you need protecting, and yeah, it's going to do a decent job. And when it gets into the medium range and short range conflict, it's got 4 medium lasers, 2 of them are pulses, being able to do some good damage in the SRM-6. So, for the write-up making it out that it's, you know, not good at long-range combat, I think it's not terrible. It's obviously, a lot in BattleTech is what it comes up against, and if a person is going to use it. Obviously, in a kind of tournament or something that's going to use battle value or some point system, you might not pick the Ursus because there are other units that just do better jobs or are more focused on certain roles. In a narrative sense, or if I was building a scenario where the players might be working for the Curetans or playing as the Curetans in this period and they come up against these kind of things, the Ursus would be a serious threat. It would be a mech that you definitely would not want to go toe-to-toe with unless you were in a much bigger machine. I guess its only downside is that it can't move very far. 6 hexes is not a lot of movement speed for a 50-tonner, so it's a sacrifice that it has to make, but it's pretty well armoured on the front. It can take several hits before you have to start worrying about going internal. It does have the weird dichotomy of having more leg armour than arm armour, which I would probably, if possible, given the build options, it maybe gotten a bit more protection on the arms, considering your right arm's got, you know, most of your energy systems, and then your left arm has got your mass, you know, long range firepower. So I don't know, maybe because arms aren't hit as often as legs, I guess. Oh well. But yeah, not bad. I don't dislike it. I think visually it could do a bit of a slight redesign just to make it a little less goofy looking, like, you know, with the Skeletor, He-Man type thing going on. But yeah, other than that, it's not bad. Yeah, I quite like it. But that's me rambling on once again, all too much, all too long. So I will catch you all on the next one. Have a good one, everybody. Thanks for listening. And yeah, have a good day. Bye-bye.